everyone, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. Today is Monday, September 17th, which means it's time for one thing and one thing only. What sold on eBay? Alright guys, so tonight you're going to get to look at Curious George while I do my intro. He is not sold, he was just listed today. I sourced him last weekend. Some of you will remember him from the plush haul that I did. He's just so adorable. I finally got him in the store listed today. As you can see, he's up for $50 with free shipping. I'm expecting probably more like $40 for him, but you guys know I like to list high with best offer. So you guys can just peek at him while I talk. Give you something cute to look at. Okay, so I always go over how many packages went out during the week, and then I go through some of the highlighted sales. Last week was kind of good. It was good. It wasn't stellar. We are pretty steadily hanging at a 0.5% sell-through rate, which when you have mostly clothing in your store is really good. Most people strive closer to that 1%, but I've said it in the past and I'll say it again. Hitting a 1% sell-through rate when you have mostly plush and clothing in your store and other long tail items is pretty impossible. That's more for like electronics and things like that. I'm happy with a 0.5% sell-through rate, but because we've let our listings go down and we're like at 1,800 versus the 2,400 we used to be at, our 0.5% sell-through rate looks like 8 or 9 packages a day. On the plus side of that, we are sourcing better. We are selling items that sell for a higher price. Our average sale price is way up from where it used to be. So even though we're only selling 8 or 9 a day when we hit our 0.5% sell-through rate consistently versus when we used to sell 10 to 12 a day, I'm still okay with it because we are selling higher priced items. We have more electronics in the store. We have we just have more things in the store that are getting a higher price point than before, and that's improving every week. Like, we just keep improving, as everyone should, but the way we source and what we source is always getting better. We always strive to raise that average sale price. So we're hitting our 0.5% sell-through rate pretty consistently. I'm pretty happy. We're not hitting it with just eBay though, and that makes me so happy that we decided to cross-post when we did, because Poshmark is really making up for what eBay's lacking. Of course, eBay is still kind of slow for clothing sellers. We're like 2 weeks away from Q4 when it should pick up, and it has been picking up for sure. I can tell you that since Labor Day weekend, there has been a steady increase as far as the amount of packages we're sending out, the amount of sales we're making, and the amount of money people are spending in our store. People are buying more expensive things now. So there's definitely an increase since Labor Day as we get closer to Q4. But I have to say that I am super happy that we have cross-posted and we have sales coming in from multiple streams of income. If you haven't started cross-posting yet, I would highly suggest that you do. And even if eBay is where you want it to be, extra sales and extra money is always good, right? Okay, so all that said, last Monday, you guys remember, we had 37 packages go out. We had 31 for eBay, 1 for Posh, and 1 for Mercari. So that was a really great weekend. On Tuesday, we had 9 items sell, but we only sent 7 packages out because one person bought 3 items. I love people that buy multiple items that you can send all in one package. Just a side note real quick, she bought a pair of jeans and 2 tops. The jeans were already, they were free shipping, but they were already going to go out in a padded flat. So I was able to slip both of her tops in the padded flat with her jeans. And so basically I saved almost $7 on shipping if those shirts had been sold separately. So I do love when people buy multiple items. It always, I just love it. So we had, like I said, 7 packages, 9 items. Wednesday we had 8 packages and 8 sales go out the door. On Thursday we had 7, and only 5 of those were eBay and 2 of those were Posh. And then on Friday, we had 8, 7 were on eBay, and 1 was on Posh. And we then had an amazing weekend. So we only had 34 packages go out today, which is actually 3 less than last Monday. So the quantity of packages that we sent out was lower, but the overall gross amount of money and the overall sales was more than last weekend. So even though it was less packages, we sold, well, I'll show you, we sold another DVD VCR combo. We sold some really expensive items both on eBay and Poshmark. So even though it was only 34 packages, we still made more money. This was the best weekend we have had in a long time. And I am very excited to announce that 7 of those were Poshmark. That's the best we've ever done on Poshmark in a weekend. I think our highest to date maybe was 4 or 5. I sold 7 things on Poshmark, and 6 of them were jeans. So that is amazing, because when I sell jeans on Poshmark for $20, less their fees at $16, less my cost of goods 99 cents, I make $15 profit on each pair, versus eBay, where if they sell for 20 or 25 and I have free shipping, it's more like 11. So yeah, I was really excited, and it was really cool because yesterday I was sending out offers to likers, and stuff was selling as fast as I was sending out the offers. 5 of the sales came in while I was in the middle of sending out the offers. So that was very exciting that we had 7 sales on Poshmark. Most of them were jeans. So I picked out 11 things this week to show you, just highlights of the things that we've sold. And it's just like a hodgepodge. I picked out some of the higher priced items to show you, and then some of our more mundane, quote unquote, mall brands that we sell. So I just kind of have a hodgepodge here to show you. So the first thing I want to show you, you guys know I love to tell you that the Western Pearl Snap shirts are a bolo. Any brand will do. This is a brand that goes for a lot more money. This went for $23.75. It started at $25. It sat for a couple of weeks and then went on our 5% off sale. This was from Goodwill. It was 99 cents. This one was kind of nice. Plaid. It was just a nice shirt. Here we have a Peter Miller sweater vest. It was picked out because it was merino wool. You guys, wool sells. It's wool, cashmere, linen, and silk, and leather. Those are materials you always want to look for. But this was a wool, and we accepted a best offer of 20 on this. Just kind of show you. And it was 99 cents at Goodwill. This was a Ben's find, and it was pretty cool. It's got like a snap button mock turtleneck going on there, or you can wear it down as a collar. And it was Puma Ferrari, so the Puma brand, but it was a Ferrari hoodie. And I found it at the Ben's, so I want to say it was maybe $1. It didn't weigh that much. It actually went first class, so it didn't weigh a pound. I know it. I can't remember what the weight was, but it did not go into a padded flat. It did ship first class, so it cost less than $1 at the Ben's by weight, and it sold for, I'm looking at my paper, they offered 30 and I countered with 33 and they accepted, so that was a nice flip. It was a really nice flip actually, especially since it was first class. Here's one of the you know, iffy brands, Sag Harbor. We picked it up for 99 cents because it was new with tags. Even though it's not that great of a brand, it had neat graphics, it had its tags, and it did sell for the $16.29 and shipped first class. These crayons, I don't even know why I picked it up, but one time when we were at the Ben's, I do remember now, we were at the Ben's and they had in one of the bins this big plastic bag full of like office supplies, and there were pens in there and staples and Post-it notes and just all kinds of neat stuff. And I actually picked it up because a lot of the stuff that was in the bag bag I could actually use for our business, in our office, you know, just desk supplies and stuff. So I picked the bag up, I brought it home, and we divvied it out, like stuff that we would actually use and then stuff that we could sell. And these crowns are actually made out of soybeans. They're pretty cool. So I don't remember what we paid. I don't remember what all was in the bag. It was probably a couple bucks because there was a lot of stuff inside of there. It was a lot. It was just like maybe some Goodwill just took like every office supply in the world and put it in this bag, and it really excited me because I love stationery and pens and office supplies. And I was so excited when I got home to go through it and divvy it out and keep some stuff for myself and some stuff we sold. But these are neat because they were made out of soybeans, and you can see that they're used. But none of them were broken, and none of them were damaged or had any of the wrapping peeled off. They were all still in really good shape. There's a piece of fuzz on that one that's kind of grody. I had them listed for $20, and I had a best offer of $10 last night, and we went back and forth for a little while doing offers, and they finally purchased it when I came down to $16.50. These did go in a box, a really little box, a 5x5, and it was first class. This weighed 13 ounces. I don't know why I can remember that, but it was 13 ounces. But I don't remember how much I paid. Like if I think back to everything that was in the bag, everything probably came out to like 10 cents a piece by weight. Alright, this is a cute little Build-A-Bear. You guys know I tell you that Build-A-Bears that are characters from pop culture and Build-A-Bears that have little costumes or little shirts or whatever will always do better than the plain Build-A-Bears, just the bears or the dogs. I picked them all up. This one had two things going for it. It's a Build-A-Bear, and he has on a Pitt State shirt. Build-A-Bears are definitely a bolo, and anything Pitt State is definitely a bolo. We do really well with all Pitt State merchandise, from figurines to hoodies to t-shirts, whatever. So this had two things going for it. He was a special, I think he's like a special Build-A-Bear Reed Teddy little guy. He's cute. He was really soft too. So I listed him for $20, and he sold for $16. They did pay shipping, so they offered me, I think they started at $12 and I came down to $18, and they came to $14 and I went down to $16. So we went back and forth a little bit. They finally bought them for $16, and I was okay with that because they paid for the shipping. So less fees, $2.40, and he was $1.99. So I still made like 12 bucks on him, give or take a little bit. And he was $1.99 at a thrift store that we used to go to a lot last year, but we haven't been to in a long time. These jeans are Torrid. Torrid is definitely a bolo. They're a really well-known brand for their plus sizes. They definitely have a following. There's a lot of women that really like this brand. These have been around forever, and I know why, because the pictures are poop. I mean, there's no other way to put it. These pictures are poop. You remember those pictures from the What Sold video a couple weeks ago, the Aeropostale jeans, and I was making fun of myself? These are just as bad. They were a really good size though, at 20, that's a good size. But the pictures are just, I don't even know, like, did I think this was cute when I used to do this with the leg down, and did I think this was cute? And what is going on with the lights? Do you guys see how it's like foggy and blurry? This is back when I had my Galaxy S7. I have an S9 now, which does a lot better. I think I had issues with the S7 if whatever I was photographing was really, really dark on a white or very light background like this. It just blurred it and it made the lights look funny. I don't know. It used to do it like with all the dark stuff, is what I'm trying to say. And then when I got the S9, I haven't had that issue. I haven't had the issue at all since I've had the S9. But this is just horrible. Like, ew. So anyway, they've been around for a long time. The pictures are crap. It's a good brand. bad pictures. They've been around for a while because I got my upgrade in April, so they've been around for a while. I took a best offer of 20, and I was okay with that because I really just wanted to get rid of them at this point. Like, it's either going to get to the point where I have to take them out and rephotograph them to put the price back up to like 30, or just take the 20 and not mess with it anymore. These were 99 cents. They came from our local honey pot thrift before they closed. And these are just another example of a brand that I pick up all the time for 99 cents. Not necessarily a great brand. They have really cute jeans. They have a lot of the flare and the boot cut. This was a bad size too. It was a smaller size. But I get them for 99 cents, so I pick them up whether they're small size or not. And these sold for $18.38, so I was happy with that. Here's a Chico's. I know that Megan and I talked a little bit about Chico's last night in the live show where she was my guest. She does well with Chico's. I do really well with Chico's as well. These are just like pull-ons. These are not like button-up jeans or whatever. They're got like this elastic waist. I do really well with these. The Chico's and the pajama jeans that are just like the pull-on pants. I do really well with them in the fall and the winter. I think a lot of women buy these because they look like jeans, and the pajama jeans as well. They look like jeans, but they're super comfortable, and they just kind of pull on and have this stretchy waist. So these went for $19.35, and they actually were first class too. And these were 99 cents at our honey pot. Okay, y'all, these jeans. So these were 99 cents at Goodwill, and I had never ever bought this brand before or flipped it. And I figured for 99 cents, it was a new brand to me. We're getting into the fall and winter, so I'm willing to experiment more with jeans because more people are buying them. The weather's getting cooler. And for 99 cents, I mean, worst case scenario, I make $1 or $2 if I buy a really bad brand. I haven't done that in a long time though. Like when I first started and was learning, I would get stuff for 99 cents and find out, oh, I'll never do that again. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and try these for 99 cents. And when I comped them, I looked at the soles, and most of this brand went for 20 and 25. There were a couple for 30, 35, and 40. And so I decided that I was going to try for 40 because if someone else sold them for 40, why couldn't I? So I listed them for 40. And then a couple hours later, I got a best offer of 20 with a message from the buyers saying they could get these new for 30 in the store. And so they hoped I would consider their offer. And I countered them with 38 and said, thank you for your interest. We do keep our prices competitive with other sellers on eBay. And they declined my offer. And then the next morning when I woke up, they had sold for 40. So, I don't know. Do they sell new in the store for 30? I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I've never seen this brand. I picked it up for 99 cents as an experiment. And they did sell for the 40, and they're not the only pair that have ever sold for that much. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm magic. Maybe I've got the Megan Mawhinney magic with jeans nowadays. But you know, that just shows you, if you look in the comps and they're all over the place, but you see some that do go high, why not try it? I mean, worst case scenario, I was going to end up taking a best offer eventually of 30 or 20. I like the slow dime. I don't mind waiting. I'm patient. But they went for 40, and they went overnight. They were sold within one day. So this brand is definitely a bolo, and I would absolutely suggest listing it high. And then here's the best thing of the week. Do you guys remember when we couldn't find these, no matter what? Like, I remember for like a year saying that we were trying to find these. We looked in the electronics at every single thrift store we went to. We looked at the church sales. We looked at the yard sales. And we finally found one this summer at the very beginning of the summer. And then we just keep finding them. I mean, we're not like rolling in them. I don't have like a warehouse full of them. But it's like consistently, like every week or every other week, we're finding one out in the wild. I'm not going to complain. I wish I could find more. These are amazing. This one was $6. It came with the remote and the guide. We usually will pay up to like $10 for these, especially if they have the remote and the guide. Having the remote and the guide, you can charge more, makes it worth more money. The Sony brand is definitely amazing. Sony does really well. We found this at a church rummage sale, and it's actually kind of funny because we almost didn't find it. It was the one last week where I went and got in the plushie haul where I said they had buy one get one. So we went through like the whole rummage sale. We had 4 plushies we picked out, and we didn't really see anything else. We comped a couple of things we saw, some shoes and some other electronics, but nothing was really worth it. And then we went by this room that they had set up just a bunch of lamps in. And I've been looking for a new lamp for my desk. I have a lamp that's kind of big and bulky and kind of gets in my way. So I've been looking for like a smaller lamp so I have more room on my desk for like my hippos and my pens and stuff. And so I'm like, I'm just going to go in this room real quick and see if I can find a lamp that I like. And I went in the room. I walked right past this. It wasn't even supposed to be in that room. Like this wasn't, it was supposed to be in another room with the electronics. And somebody had brought it in there, I guess, and changed their mind. I don't know. They had set it down on a table with all these lampshades. Well, I was busy looking at lamps, and I walked right past it. And Keith kind of laughed, and he's like, "Are you just going to walk right past this money laying here?" And I turned around, and I'm like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even see it." Like, I was so intent on looking at these lamps. So, this one was definitely serendipity. If I had not gone into that room full of lamps, we never would have found it, because that's not a room that we would normally go in, and we wouldn't, we looked for these in the electronics area. So it just so happened that we went into that room that day, and this was sitting on a table, kind of behind some lampshades, just by itself, just chilling. And it was only $6. So we bought it. We brought it home. We just shipped it out today, so it sold over the weekend, and we just bought it last weekend. So it took it about a week to move. This one, just like the last one we sold, if you guys remember, I told you in the What Sold video, just like the last one, it sat for a while. This one sat for a week without any attention, and then on Friday it started getting really lowball, $25 and $30 offers. But you guys know that whenever you get an offer on an item and you counter it and you go back and forth or whatever, it pushes that item up in the search rankings on eBay because it's deemed a desirable item by Cassini. So the more lowballers we got, we just kept countering like 10% off. And this little thing was hot, man. People were after this. And we finally took a best offer of $63, which is 10% off, which is great. So finally someone that we countered $63 to took it. And I think that was Saturday. It may have been yesterday. But it did ship out today. So if you saw the picture on Instagram of our packages today, the really tall box, that was this. So definitely these are bolos. Guys, let me know down below in the comments how your sales were this weekend. Is everybody seeing an increase in sales since Labor Day as we get closer to Q4? Did you guys have any really awesome flips this week? Did you find anything great while you were sourcing? Whatever you want to talk about, just leave it in the comments below. Do me a favor, if you would and you like this video, please smash that like button. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.